Yo, what's going on, man? Welcome in. Good morning. Top of the morning, all that good stuff. Today is October the 8th. We got one game in the WNBA. To decide who goes to the WNBA final tonight, we'll jump into that between the Connecticut Sun and the Minnesota Lynx. Also do a quick recap of everything that we talked about on Sunday. I did not do a show yesterday and split it in W on Sunday. So then we'll go through a couple of the comments and just jump into the game, get up off here. It should be a pretty short show. So jumping into a recap, on Sunday, I was on the New York Liberty, plus the 3. They were able to take care of the Aces and advance to the WNBA championship, WNBA finals. And then I was also on Minnesota. Minnesota plus the 2, thought that they would get the job done against the Connecticut Sun. And they did for the first half. They looked really, really good. They jumped out to a 22-15 lead in the first quarter. We're up 7 going into halftime. And then the offense just really kind of fell off a cliff. So we'll break that down and talk about it. But super frustrating loss, especially the way that they lost. I mean, giving up 49 points to a Connecticut Sun offense that really struggles to score it's pretty bad. But, maybe Minnesota wasn't locked in, after winning back-to-back games in the series. And now they put themselves in a little pickle of a situation. We'll see if they can bounce back in this spot. NFL short list on Sunday, the plays that I talked about liking. Really rare day. I think all the sides I picked were right that we talked about on the show. And then the player props that I had on the short list all went 3-0 as well. Lamar Jackson over his 53.5 rushing yards. Brian Thomas Jr. Over his 55.5 rushing yards. He had an 80-yard reception that cleared that pretty easy. And Zach Moss, even before he got hurt, he ended up staying under the 12 rush attempts. So all 3 of those were winners as well. So let's jump into it for today. I'll go through a couple of the comments and then we'll get into the one game that we have on the board for today. GLB sent out a winner too, man. I forgot about that in the comment section. I tell that as well. I don't send out plays that, to the members that I don't come up with myself. But if somebody sends me something that makes sense, I'm willing to bet it. So I did tell you GLB on that under between the Patriots and the Miami Dolphins, and got a little sweaty late, but it was never really a question. That game was going to go under. I got 36.5 over on Bet365. So appreciate you for sending that. He says, morning fam, hit the like button. I smell another winning day ahead of us. That's what we need. We need a winning day. I've been kind of 50-50. It feels like a lot recently. What's up, Mark? He says, morning, Chris and crew. Let's make it a great day. Absolutely. What up, Justin? My guy in here as always. GLB says it's a good day, Mark. NHL is back today. So I'll be dropping some plays for when that comes. Okay. Mark says, you like the Kraken? It's a Seattle Kraken, right? I don't know anything about NHL. Florence says, Chris, you really be capping at 750? Yeah, we trying to get to it. Absolutely. What's up, TC Bats? He says, good morning, Chris and chat. Let's make some money today. What up, Peasy? Says, top of the morning, Saints was disgusting work last night. I fell asleep. Like I'm probably tired of hearing that, but I'm always honest with you guys. I fell asleep on the game, but it did seem, when I fell asleep, it felt like the game was pretty much wrapped up. I don't think I saw Derek Carr get hurt, but I woke up and read it this morning. What up, Daff? He says, yo, let's go. Hope you recovered from that nasty cough. Yeah, I did, bro. I'm feeling a whole lot better today than I did on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Still a little bit there, but a lot of mullein. A lot of echinacea, elderberry, all the good things, man, to kind of help clear up, from some of those, some of that coughing that I had going on. What up, Ball Talk? Says, whole lot of money on the board. DJ Prop says, good morning, Chris. Minnesota, Connecticut, 151.5 has to be the lowest total of the season, right? Seems like we have to take the under. And we'll jump into a little bit of the total. I'll give you guys my thoughts on the total in a second. And let's just jump into the game. That's a perfect segue. Appreciate you, Prop. Just a real quick reminder, these NBA previews are going on for people who are interested. Yesterday, I doubled up because Sunday I did not, go through with the Portland Trailblazers and the Indiana Pacers. But I did give, make that video, handicap those teams, what I'm kind of looking at from a betting perspective on those teams. And then I also sent out, uploaded the video for the Phoenix Suns and the Miami Heat last night as well. So today we got the Milwaukee Bucks and the Minnesota Timberwolves. keep in mind, especially for people, I know a lot of people don't bet futures, but if you're thinking of betting futures and you feel like you got an edge, man, hold off on some of those bets, man. We've seen, just in the time I started on last Tuesday, so it's been a week since a week and a day today since I've been doing these previews. And the Memphis Grizzlies take another hit yesterday with Ja Morant limping to the, a slight limp to the locker room after suffering an ankle injury last night. Jared Jackson Jr., of course, I think that was on Wednesday right after. It's a lot of knick-knack injuries for these teams. So, got to pay attention to what's going on out there as well. But yeah, definitely check out the previews if you guys are interested in, just kind of getting caught up on some of these teams. Let's do just that, man. Let's get into the game that we got for today. It's the Connecticut Sun and the Minnesota Lynx. Line sitting at about 4.5. I did see it open at about 3.5. So money has come in here on the Minnesota Lynx. There's still a couple fours, I think, out there. So definitely shop around for whatever you think is the best number. The total, 151, like I think it was DJ Prop just said. And, the first thing I went to was, because I was watching the game. I had, 4 or 5 different TVs on in the crib. And I'm sitting here, watching NFL Red Zone to my right. And I got this game on to my left. And I'm thinking that this is, probably, money in the bag. Like I said, Minnesota jumped out on Connecticut in the first half. And I want to talk about the game from a half perspective, because that's why I thought it was, I ain't gonna say it was going to be easy, but that's why I thought the game was, probably over. Because if you look at Minnesota in the first half and then you look at Minnesota in the second half, two totally different teams. Not to say that we thought the Connecticut Sun was going to roll over. Like, they are a veteran team, a lot of, older players on this team. So they're not just going to roll over for any team, but Minnesota shot the ball so well in the first half. It kind of was reminiscent of game 3. They shoot 18 for 31 from the floor, 58% in the first half, 9 for 14 from the three-point line, 64% from the three-point line in the first half. Fee had 2, Lena Smith had 2, Kayla McBride hit her only 3, Bridget Carlton hit 1, Natasha Heidemann hit 1, and Zenda Sealy also hit 1 off the bench. So, 50 points in the first half. Like I said, they're winning 50 to 43 at the end of the first half. And I'm like, okay, money in the bag, man. Connecticut is not the better team of the two. And then you have to play the second half, which is what Minnesota decided not to do. They give up a total of 49 points in the second half specifically. And to give up 49 to this prison ball offense of the Connecticut Sun, that I think that's what really told me that Minnesota just wasn't locked in defensively. They turned the ball over a bunch of times. I think, they had 6 turnovers specifically in the second half. So Connecticut's only 4. They got out-rebounded 15 to 13. And they really just did not defend the three-point line well. 5 for 10 from the Connecticut Sun. They could not make a 3 in the second half. 1 for 12. So we saw this happen in game 1, right? We saw Connecticut, really lock Minnesota up, which is one of the reasons why Connecticut was able to go into Minnesota and steal game 1. And what happened afterwards? The Minnesota Lynx came back. They, shot the ball much better from the three-point line, and they were able to take game 2. They won that game 77 to 70. Ended up covering the 5-point spread covering it by 2 points, winning that game by 7. So what do I think is going to happen in this game? I'm definitely expecting some regression from this, this Connecticut Sun offense, as the books are as well. Like I said, they scored 92 points in game 4, and 49 of those came in the second half. I do think the game will be played a little bit faster. Game 5s and last game of series in any sport, it feels like, especially basketball, feels like those games really slow down. It feels like shots that typically are supposed to go in don't go in. And if I'm the Minnesota Lynx, that scares me a little bit. If I'm thinking about backing Minnesota in this game, that scares me a little bit, because Minnesota, they, for whatever reason, it's hard for them to put it together for two consecutive halves. We've seen that saw that in the last game. So all the chips on the table. I do think Minnesota wins the game. I think that they covered a short number of 4.5. Don't think it's going to be easy at all. Connecticut, as we can see, really matches up well with them. But this was the second best home team in the NBA, in the WNBA this season. The Minnesota Lynx behind only the New York Liberty. So I do think Minnesota wins the game. I think they bounce back here. They'll make a few more shots. They'll definitely play a lot better defense. I give up 92 points. And even with, Ty Harris being back, she played well for them. She ended up with 13 points, 5 for 7 from the floor. She hit all 3 of her threes, and that was just the second half. So, not like I said, not that it's going to be easy, but I'll take Minnesota here. I'll lay them -4. As far as the total goes in this game, DJ Prop mentioned it. He said, this is a super low total. And it is a low total. When I went back and looked at it, I wanted to see how Minnesota was, specifically playing in Minnesota versus how they played in Connecticut. And it's a night and day difference. When you look at the Lynx and they were at home, those were the under games that happened in this series. 2-1 to the under in the home games. And we're talking about like some gross unders, 73 to 78. Which is 151, which is the total of this game, 70 to 73, which is only 143 points, and then 77-70, which is only 147 points. So all three of those games are under this total of 151. For whatever reason, Minnesota's offense plays better on the road. The 4 games that they played against the Connecticut Sun in Connecticut, 4-0 to the over. Every single game have actually gone over. I think that's just speaks of Minnesota offense for whatever reason playing better on the road, defense playing a little bit worse on the road, and then Connecticut's offense really struggles at times to score the basketball. They can go a big drought. So that scared me off the total in every single game is one of the reasons why I haven't played the total. I think I would lean a little bit more towards the under in this one, but it's not anything that I'm gonna have in my pocket. I just really don't like the total this low. So those are my thoughts on the total. I will not be on the total. I do think Minnesota early is probably a good look as well. When I was looking into this morning, Minnesota is a combined. They played 7 times now head to head. Minnesota is a combined 6-1 in the first half against the number. As a home favorite, 2-1. The only one that they didn't cover was in game 1. So yeah, I do think that Minnesota probably punches first. As they have in majority of the series, and all the chips on all the chips pushed into the middle of the table. I think it's going to be rocking in the gym tonight, and the crowd definitely going to help as well. Minnesota 6-1 ATS in the first half. Yeah, all right. So those are my thoughts. Let's go through the comments real quick, see what you guys are thinking. Let's see. Justin likes Alyssa Thomas over her 13.5 points, -130. So he put it in his pocket. It's interesting because remember in game 3, for people who remember, I was on a couple player props, and one of those player props was looking for a window that I can't find. I got a lot of windows open. Let's go. on this thought process, Justin, I took Alyssa Thomas points plus rebounds over 23.5 in game number 3. She wets the bed, finishes with 22. Of course, she bounces back in the next game. Of course, right? She ends up with what did she have? She had, let's see real quick. She had 18 points in game number 4 on 8 for 17 shooting. So yeah, season on the line. I would probably be betting on Alyssa Thomas in this spot as well. She finished that game with 26 points plus rebounds. After I took her, she had 22. She's gone over it every single game in this series outside of the time that I took her. So points plus rebounds for Alyssa Thomas, probably another really good look in this spot. Not sure what the number is. CG3 says, what about Dejanay Carrington over her 13.5 points and Bonner over her 6.5 rebounds? So Dejanay is been cooking. She is over 13.5 points in every game. Well, let's see. She's back and forth. So game 1, she finishes on the hook at 13. Game 2, she finishes at 14, so 1 over. Game 3, she finishes at 13, so finished on the hook. In game 4, she had 15. if she goes over. So under, over. This is way too close to call for me. 13-14, 13-15. That feels like gambling. I won't be on Dejanay, especially with Ty Harris back as well. Ty Harris actually sitting at 9.5 points after coming off a 20-point game in game number 4. DeWanna Bonner, her 6.5 rebounds. Let's see what we got here. DeWanna Bonner rebounds. She is back. She's on back-to-back 8 rebound games. In the playoffs, she's done really, really well. It looks like she's over in 4 of the 6 games so far. The games that she's missed on the hook with 6 and 6. So, she'll be out there. I know her minutes will, she played 34 minutes in game 4. She'll definitely be out there. I can talk you all. Mark's just glad you're on the links, Chris. He got it at 3.5. First half, he's taking the -1.5 and the under 152.5. I think those are 3 really good looks, Mark. Let me see what number, because if I'm interested in adding a play, it'll be the first half. It'll definitely be the first half. Makes a ton of sense. The first half, you can get a 1.5 right now, no juice, -110 over at Fanatics, which Fanatics limits me. So, but you can get a 1.5 on DraftKings at -115, and Caesars has a 2. BetMGM has a -120. ESPN Bet got it -120. So yeah, books are expecting them to fight big in this game, at least early. What's up, Cam? Hope all is well with you, bro. Out in Canada, he says, "What's good, Chris?" Sitting on the links, plus 1,300 future. Hope they can handle the Liberty. I'll be on them tonight. I hope they can't handle the Liberty because I got a big bet on the Liberty to win the championship. So yeah, I kind of feel like the team that wins this game probably gonna be. Not that they won't be motivated to win the championship, but I mean, you got a Liberty team that's just sitting at the home, sitting at the crib, don't have to travel after the game. They're gonna be in a really good rest advantage spot for whoever wins the game. I like the Liberty better against the Connecticut Sun. I feel like they match up a lot better against the Connecticut Sun, but I think that they're gonna win the championship no matter what happens. But we'll see how it goes, Cam. 1,300 is a nice ticket. Definitely nice ticket. Might be time to hedge though. Daff likes Bridget Carlton 10+ points, and it's a plus money. Carlton 9.5. I see her at 9.5. Could be due for a big bounce back spot. She shot 2 for 11 from the field, and all of them were threes. That makes a lot of sense to like her in the bounce back spot here. Minnesota should shoot the 3-point ball a little bit better, especially after she's coming off a game where she had 12. She also got in foul trouble. I want to say she fouled out in this game, and they were bogus fouls too. They were really, really bad fouls. A couple of them were like she was trying to take a charge, and she probably did take a charge, and they called it a blocking foul. One time she got hit in the face. They called it a foul on her. Like, it was some bad fouls. So I could definitely understand Bridget Carlton, in a bounce back spot here. The minutes gonna be there as well. She played 34 minutes in the last game, 33 in game number 4. That makes a ton of sense. I can see Bridget Carlton having a good bounce back here. Hope you cash it, Dav. I like it. LJ says, Sun win tonight. Alyssa Thomas triple-double tonight. I hope you're wrong, LJ. I hope you are wrong. Man, I don't want to see Connecticut play the Liberty in the finals. I really, really don't, man. I don't. I really, really don't. Her points, rebounds, and assists is something that has gone over, LJ. I don't know if you're playing this straight-up triple-double, but her points, rebounds, and assists is over in 3 of the 4, games in this series so far. Looks like she listed about 32.5, and they got her at 3 times she's been over. 5 of the 6 games in the playoffs she's been over as well. Makes a lot of sense to take her over her points, rebounds, and assists. I would probably play her points plus rebounds a little bit more because I feel like Connecticut could struggle to score. I think Minnesota's gonna play their best defensive game this season. At least come out there with that energy. So we'll see how that goes. Redemption says on feed tonight, gonna play the entire game basically. And the Sunco said they cool with her playing one-on-one with AT. She's gonna have to play better. She's gonna have to play better than she did in game number 4. Specifically in the second half, she went. I mean, you can't completely blame it on her. She shot 4 for 8 from the field, had 15 points, but a lot of those shots came late in the fourth quarter. This offense looked really, really putrid. They could not score the basketball. And some of that had to do with Courtney Williams getting in foul trouble. She is the head of the snake. But, yeah, they're going to need a big game from you. I could not talk you off at all. Toop says, West Series record on first quarter, second quarter splits. I have no idea what the first quarter is. I don't even have a website to find that out. I wish I did though too. But I don't know. I don't know what the first quarter, second quarter splits are. I will have to go back and look at it manually. Yeah, I will be on the Minnesota Lynx here. Minus the 4, I think, is the best number that you guys can find. Best of luck if you're going to ride with me. That's the play. That's what I like the most. And if I add anything, it'll be Minnesota first half, minus the 1.5. Lay a little bit of the juice. I think I'm cool with that. That's what I got for you guys today, man. Like I said, pretty short show. If you enjoyed it, definitely hit the like button on your way out. Resources that I use to handicap the sports betting card are always right here. Definitely check out Odds Jam and Money Baller. Always talk about these. Send me a DM on Twitter if you guys have any questions about anything. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one, man. Real quick, Justin says if Lynx win, we good. Got futures on Lynx and Liberty. Pretty sure Mark is in the same position. Yeah, I don't have a Lynx ticket, but I got a Liberty ticket, and I think that they get the job done tonight. I think the Liberty get the job done overall, especially with the Lynx battered team coming in here off a series with Connecticut. And if Connecticut wins, I think they just probably run that gas. So we'll see how it goes, man. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. Y'all enjoy the Tuesday. I'll catch you guys in the next one, man. I'm out.